Can you imagine world cuisine without the chili pepper? On today's menu, with more than 2,000 varieties worldwide, the chili pepper has had a tremendous impact on the evolution of cuisine, setting the global palate on fire.
Viva los chiles!
Embracing the burn in Oaxaca, Mexico.
There's nothing more exciting than taking a bite of some chilies and then having that rush go through your head where you're just going like...
A pepper guru shares his throat-scorching harvest.
Wow! Spit it out, spit it out.
Finding chili marmalade on the edge of Turkey.
What makes the Urfa pepper so special? The sunshine in this field.
All the sun that Allah has, He sent to earth.
Burning our eyes, stinging our fingers, and scorching our throats, chili peppers have been around since the Stone Age. Avid crossbreeders, they've spread like wildfire over the centuries, producing thousands of varieties worldwide and intensifying the flavor of cuisines across the globe.
Chilies are actually native to Mexico. When the Spanish came, they took them back to the other countries, to India. The Spanish wrote in these books called the Florentine Codices about how the local people ate things with fire in their mouth. I'm Susana Trilling, and I'm here in Oaxaca, Mexico. Hola, buenos dias. Today, we're going to dedicate ourselves to buying chilies and making a fabulous dish, chilies en nogada. It's made with chili poblano, stuffed with chicken, apples, peaches, pears, pine nuts, raisins, almonds. My favorite.
Like corn and potatoes, the chili pepper is one of the oldest domesticated foods of the New World. Eaten as a staple or ground into spice, chilies have played an important role in cuisine since the time of the Incas and remain a favorite of Oaxacan cooking.
September is a great month in Mexico because everybody celebrates the Mes de Patria, or the Patriotic Month. People buy flags and put them in front of their houses. They buy funny little things for their cars, and everybody eats special dishes at this time of year. The Mercado de Abastos is this incredible market in Oaxaca. It's huge. It's maybe like 3 football fields long. You can get fruit that somebody picked from their rancho that morning. You can get a wedding dress, a jackhammer. You can get anything that you need for day-to-day life in Mexico. People eat chilies every day here in Oaxaca. They're used for major sauces like the moles. They'll always have a salsa or pickled chilies called escabeche, or sometimes people will just roast the chilies, peel them, and just eat them. There's so many varieties of both fresh and dried chilies here. Mira, some chili de agua como media verde, media rojo. Some are fruity, some are hot, some are sweet, kind of the raisins of the chili family. These chilies are called pasilla oaxaqueño. They come from a cloud forest, so they can't dry the chilies in the air and the sun, so they smoke them under adobe huts with special wood, so it gives it a unique flavor. When they're this size, they're used for chili rellenos. You toast them, soak them, cut them open and fill them with cheese or with picadillo. And then this size is smaller. This is used for pickling with apple vinegar and lots of spices, garlic and clove, allspice, cinnamon, black pepper. And then the smaller size is used to make the most quintessential salsa of Oaxaca with the chili pasilla, with tomatillas and garlic. They're delicious. People love these. I go to my favorite chili vendor. His name is Eliseo Ramirez. Hola, Eliseo.
¿Qué pasó, Susi?
¿Cómo estás? And he's got all kinds of dried chilies from all over the Republic of Mexico. He also has a huge section of chilies only found in Oaxaca. This is chiltepe. It comes from an area near Huautla de Jimenez. It's a really fruity tasting chili, very hot. You fry this one up with whole cloves of garlic and then grind it all in the molcajete to make kind of a mole paste with oil. One of the most important chili is chihuahua negro. A lot of people use it in mole negro or in chichilo, which is what I call the 7th mole. And then this is chili costeña. This comes from the coast, from the Mixteca. And this brings a nice hot flavor to chili diablo. These are the chili poblanos that we're going to use for the chilies in nogada. It's a fresh, large, green chili from Puebla. We're going to roast them, peel them, and then stuff them with a variety of fruits that are in their perfect time of season in Puebla. Gracias. Adios.
Later, Susana prepares Mexico's most patriotic dish, chilies en nogada.
Delicioso.
Viva Mexico.
Viva Mexico.
But first,
if you really look at cuisines that focus on chilies, most of those cuisines come from hot places. They come from Mexico. They come from Southeast Asia. They come from India. And those chilies actually have a function in the food. They are designed to cool you off. So you eat the hot chili and you sweat, and then a breeze blows by, and you're much cooler than you were before you ate the chili. In this country, we're just starting to really understand that chili can add an amazing amount of flavor. It's not just about heat. It's about the floralness of a habanero or depth of poblano. And we're starting to put them into American food now in ways that have never been used before. My name is Ian Knauer. I am one of the food editors at Gourmet Magazine. Right now, we are at Tim Stark's farm in Lenhartsville, Pennsylvania.
You came at the peak of the chili harvest, so we got tons and tons of chilies.
I think what makes Tim's peppers special is the fact that he has so many from all over the world growing in one small plot on his farm.
Tim Stark is a cult figure amongst chili heads, and a walk through his fields is like a round-the-world pepper tour. In fact, he spent years collecting seeds from far-flung places like China, India, and Africa. Tim's even perfected the art of crossbreeding to create his own signature pepper, the Eckerton. Getting an unlikely start by growing tomato seedlings in his Brooklyn apartment, Tim now obsessively farms a whole variety of produce. Just outside New York, his farm inspires local chefs with a harvest that includes more than 100 chili varieties.
I drove in here and I looked up in the field, and there's a 20-foot painting of me
I know.
naked, holding a tomato.
Yeah. Is that what you thought when you looked up? You thought, that's me.
It looks just like me. How many different chilies do you have?
It's always around 100. I'd lost count. The three hottest we have are chocolate habanero, buccioloquio, and fatali.
Is that what these are?
Yep. What I like is it's more fragrant. It's just a stronger fragrance.
Oh, wow. It's
really.
This is what chili has love.
It redeems the heat in my mind, you know? It's sort of, it's for the...
It's hot.
Yeah.
A chili head is somebody who likes the endorphin rush of the hot, hot chili.
Here's the chocolate habanero or chocolate Scotch bonnet. Got a nice fragrance, a lot of heat.
Do they taste like chocolate?
No. I love the feeling of after eating a chili pepper. You do get a little bit of a high from it. It's a big
It's
bite.
really good.
What I like, though, it's not gagging heat. I get it on my lips and the tip of my tongue.
Oh, yeah. The very tip of my tongue and my lips are kind of on
Feel
fire.
Sort of, yeah. The greatest thing about a chili pepper, you can get so much flavor in a tiny, tiny package. This grows wild in the Amazon River Basin. Yeah, that's real.
Woo!
Yeah. You can't eat the whole thing without blowing your head off, I guess, is what they say.
So we're the people who walk up to the farm stand and say, is that one hot? And the farmer says, yeah. And I say, but is that one hotter? And so we always go for the hotter one, and we eat it right in front of them just to prove that we can. And that's often a mistake, but that's kind of what keeps us going. It is actually quite unusual to find so many different chili peppers in one farm.
Here is the Eckerton pepper.
And what happens is they cross-pollinate. When they cross with other peppers, you kind of have a unique pepper.
This is the one that I spent 7 or 8 years crossing to get the right thing. For instance, if you decided you really like this pepper,
These are delicious.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you want to establish your own variety of pepper, you'd have to probably pick, 3 or 4 of these, save all the seeds to them, and plant them next year. Sequester them from any other pepper so they couldn't cross. And it would probably take about 7 years of constantly saving the seed to that and making sure it cannot cross with anything else. Then you'd have it stabilized, as they'd say. This is the movie star pepper of the moment right now. It's called buccioloquia. They found it in Northeast India.
This is the kind of thing that I can just take a bite out of and see what happens?
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't recommend.
You wouldn't recommend that?
Well, you know what? The worst of the heat is up where the seeds are and up towards the stem. The tail is not that hot. If you go up...
That's not overwhelming on the tail.
Yeah, it's not hot.
So you keep going.
Yeah, if you get up here, you gotta what? Oh, watch.
Wow.
Spit it out. You took one heck of a bite out of that. You okay? Yeah, I can't.
okay.
I'm like, I lost. He won. He's hands down winner of the hot pepper eating contest.
Yeah. That's amazing. Is this a smoker?
This is a smoker. This is a product of Pennsylvania German engineering. It used to be an oil tank.
It smells awesome. What kind
It's
of wood?
apple wood.
A farmer like Tim wouldn't be able to stay in business without his clientele.
What I found really quickly was it was impossible to sell peppers here in Pennsylvania. So we eventually took them to New York City, and nowhere else but in New York City could I put out all those different chili peppers and have someone from Peru know what those ahis are, someone from Trinidad know what those chili peppers are, and come back with recipes and ideas. We smoke them until they're dry, which takes about 2 days.
So you're making chipotles?
Chipotles, yes. We smoke everything. We smoke habaneros, we smoke Scotch bonnets. I think because I sell directly to a consumer, I'm hypersensitive to what that consumer thinks. A lot of farmers don't do that. The consumer's consuming it 3, 4, 5 weeks down the line.
Each client that he has that comes to his farm stand, they come there because they want to get stuff that they can't get at the supermarket. They want to get a chili pepper that's just picked the day before, that hasn't been through an industrial farm complex and has amazing flavor and is something special.
The great thing about chilies is that there is an endless variety. They're exciting because there's such a range of heat, so you can have ones like the habaneros that practically burn your head off, or like the marash and the urpa, which are just mildly spicy, and they also have great flavor. I'm Doc Willoughby. I'm the executive editor of Gourmet Magazine, and we are here in Şanlıurfa in southeastern Turkey because I'm writing an article about the peppers that are found in every cafe and restaurant all over Turkey. Here they make urfa, and about 95 miles away they make maraş. They use them on the tables like we use salt and pepper.
We're literally 50 kilometers away from the Iraq border.
Really? That's exciting. I came down here with my friend Isan Gurdal, who imports these chilies into the U.S., and we figured we'd come down here and find out what makes these chilies so great.
During the Ottoman times, chili peppers were among the many new ingredients traveling the trade routes into Turkey. It wasn't long before the Turks were developing their own varieties like urfa and maraş, changing the flavor of Turkish cuisine forever.
He says, this room has many meanings. This is where the head of the house sits. This is where they see guests. This is where the kids get brought up. He says, in this part of the country, every home has this room.
Really? What is it called?
Nedir oturduğumuz yerin adı? Oda, which means the chamber. When a guest comes, they give everything they have. This is where peace is created. The ones that look like bell peppers, like the big ones, are urfa. The skinny, long ones are maraş. So he's a beautiful green one. So you're seeing all the different colors. It starts green, like it goes green to orange tints, and it eventually gets this really dark red. You can see this one, he says, that's a great example of a perfect urfa pepper. What makes the urfa pepper so special, it actually has sugar content to it. And I think he associates that to the sunshine in this field. He's telling me that this is the sunniest spot in Turkey.
What was that saying?
All the Allah's sun comes to Urfa.
All the sun that Allah has, he sent to Urfa.
He sends it to Urfa, right? This is how they dry them. They take the seeds out. This tarmac right here is actually picked yesterday. This is starting its drying process. The one next to us right here, it's been here 7 days. It's almost ready. He thinks it needs 2 more days. You can see the color difference really striking over here. You see how the wetter one, it's soft. And here's the dry one. The minute I touch it, it's breaking apart.
We also discovered a new product, which is only made here, it's not shipped anywhere, which they call pepper marmalade.
In the morning, he cuts a piece of bread, he puts the salsa on top of it, thin layer of it, and he grinds a little bit of the hazelnuts and walnuts on top of it.
That sounds good. This is the pepper itself. They take it fresh, they don't dry it, and don't roast it, which is very unusual. They grind it up, they use meat grinders so that it separates out all the seeds and stems. Then they take that and they dry it on the roof.
They keep stirring it throughout the day. They're basically concentrating it and drying it, and they will slowly add salt to it. After 4 or 5 days, this will darken with the sun and thicken. They will add extra virgin olive oil to it, and it's ready to be eaten, exactly. Torbalarınız da çok güzel.
It tastes like Marash peppers totally intensified, but not too hot. It's very sweet, but here comes the heat a little bit. It has some heat to it.
Definitely.
But it has that kind of fermented richness that you get from Marash. That's good. It's really a great product, and it's not known anywhere but here.
When he was a little boy, Ömer Bey, he always wondered what color was the soil on the Syrian side, because there was this barbed wire across the border. Since he works with the soil, what we call tarla, he said, Syria must be very different. So one day, eventually, his teacher took the whole class to Syria on a field trip. Then he realized that, God, the fields look the same, the animals are the same, the grass is the same. Even people, he said, there's no difference. So he realized that we're all the same.
You are Turkish? Am I Turkish? Ah, good.
Back in Oaxaca, Susana and her friends celebrate the patriotic month of September with Mexico's national dish, chilies en nogada.
I thought maybe we could have you guys roast the chilies and we'll put them in a big bowl. One of my favorite rituals at this time of year is to get together with my kids and my girlfriends, mothers of my kids' friends. Oh, they're so adorable. And we all get together and make chilies en nogada, which is the patriotic dish for the month of September.
Esta receta nació en los conventos de Puebla.
Luz says this dish was invented in a convent. It was made during this month to celebrate the Independence Day, which is the 15th of September. Also that all the fruits are in season at the same time.
El chile verde, la crema blanca y la granada roja.
So it's the color of the flag, the green, white, and red.
Esa es la historia.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
The steam helps the skin to loosen up.
And then we're going to put another bowl on top so that they sweat. Everything cut up. We're going to fry it. So you're going to start with the onions, with the oil, until they come out transparent. And then after the onions clear, the tomato and garlic together. Garlic is to keep away cold, stomach problems, keep your heart healthy. This is the seasoning. You can see the Spanish influence. Capers, olives, pine nuts, and raisins. And then we're going to go with the fruits. We use the criollo pears from San Miguel Pera, apples from La Chatao, durazno from Sierra Juarez. It's like the best from each area in Puebla. That's how they invented the recipe. This isn't traditional, but I like to do this as a little twist. We're going to put crystallized ginger, and it just makes it sweet and it gives a little mysterious toque. Touch. Oh, a little touch, right? And then we add the chicken from the ranch. This is poached with lots of vegetables to make a wonderful stock. And that's going to be our filling. So why don't you start peeling the chilies and leave the chilies whole. The poblano is so popular because it's also good for children. It's good for people that can't eat food that's real hot.
Lo puedes preparar en muchas formas.
And how do you make it? She said that you can use it as a base of many, many different dishes. You can make a soup with it. You can make it with cheese.
Con cebolla, con papas. I like with spaghetti sauce.
What's so special to me about Oaxacan cooking is they're not turning their back on the hours that it takes to prepare a dish. We think the Mexican kitchen is so labor intensive because all the women like to get together to cook. Whenever there's a big fiesta, everybody goes because they all want to chop vegetable and peel and nuts. The husband says, oh, come home, and you can say, no, I'm not done cleaning chili. And it's a great excuse to get together. And then the nogada is a white sauce that has almonds and walnuts. And I put a little bit of sherry in there as a little twist. And we're gonna make a special sauce with pomegranate syrup and chocolate to go on top. Chilies have been used since pre-Hispanic time to make the simplest corn mush into something more exciting by eating the chili on the side. So we've had chilies for a long time in our cuisine.
No es propiamente dulce, sabe un poco a fruta, un poco a la verdura del chile, un poco ácida, la salsita con chocolate, pero también es dulce. Me encanta.
¡Viva los chiles!
Chili peppers add a unique dimension to food. They have almost a mystery to them. There's something special about that dish when you taste it. And you can't necessarily put your finger on the fact that it's the chili pepper, but it takes it to another level.
Chilies are excellent flavorers. You add just a little bit to a dish and it really changes the character of the dish with no work on your part.
It gives spice to the food, it gives spice to life, and there's nothing more exciting than taking a bite of something and then having that rush go through your head and coming out your ears where you're just going like, waiting for that rush to pass. But that's the thing that makes eating chilies exciting.